few things here in our little packet here to go over. First thing, I got the minutes from last meeting. If you guys want to read them over and sign them. I don't think I didn't put extra copies in there. Nope, maybe that was Adam. It's not. I did put copies. You asked about the fire department insurance last time. I did put copies of the last bills we paid, which was November of 25, so we're good till November of this year.
So we should have time if we want to do something. So we're just, what was we trying to figure out, whether we find it cheaper or?
I know nothing about insurance, so
People that sell it, though,
yeah. So any direction or any recommendations from anybody would be great, because I really don't understand all the ins and outs of the insurance.
Yeah, well,
So, but we got a few months to
yeah,
worry about that. And let's see what else. New fire truck. I put in give you guys copies. Balance due is $140,909.50, of which we'll pay half of that. So,
so that's.
no, we'll all both pay 149,000, excuse me.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, no, we'll both pay 140,000.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
so the total's 341 left. That ain't right. That's 200,000 for the town.
We've each paid, well, the fire department is paying 60,000 out of their donations.
Okay,
And we've both paid a total of about, let's see, 65,000 so far.
yeah, okay.
So, yeah. I'm still discussing, trying to decide the cheapest way to get everybody out there to get it. Possibility that the town has a police car that we could borrow and they could drive out there. It is in
It's in Minnesota.
Minnesota?
Yes.
Laverne,
Where at?
Minnesota.
It's close to Sioux Falls.
Been there.
Yeah.
Stayed overnight there once. Man, that's a lot.
So,
Let's take, be a big day with it.
It's a 12-hour drive just by car.
Yeah, that's what I say, we.
it'll be even longer drive back when the fire truck.
Yeah.
We can get back on its own. I bet it ought to run.
Well, it should run at least 65, so.
Oh, yeah, I would think so.
Yeah. Being
Right.
empty and, it's gonna be
Start
lightweight,
back.
so.
Fuel and food and sightsee and day to
guess-
get out there and get up early, maybe get out there early and get everything ready to go so you can get up early the next morning and head back and.
Yeah, 'cause I gotta go and inspect it, make sure everything's done right. That'll take a few hours at the factory.
Maybe you ought to figure a day to inspect it, maybe part way back and then.
I think they were looking at 3 days.
Yeah,
They're
well-
going up there and spend the night, look at
it the
everything,
next
head
day.
back, and then stop one
Right.
more time before they come back.
Yeah. Is the fire department gonna send somebody?
Yeah, they wanna send, I think, 3 or 4 people, so.
I believe the guys using it, they'd be more, know what they're looking at
Yeah.
than
Yeah,
us. And
yeah,
Yep, so.
be kinda interesting to go to the factory, but
yeah.
I'm too old to learn.
So, yeah,
Do we have funds?
yes,
Okay,
yes.
well, I had,
We have 179,000 in our cumulative fire
our
fund.
cumulative, okay, so that's been
So-
building since we ordered it, yeah, okay.
So, yeah, we have the funds
Well, that's good.
to,
Well,
pay for that, and then they, of course, we'll have to add it on their insurance, because they have to have proof of insurance before they'll let them have it. So, when it gets closer, I seen there was a VIN number on here, so I'll be able to give that to the insurance company
Oh,
when
yeah.
it gets closer to add it.
So, we will have to carry that, or us and the town together?
Well, we carry all of the insurance on,
The fire trucks?
yeah. I do believe so.
I didn't know that. If I did, I forgot.
So, yeah. So hopefully we'll be able to sell the old one fairly
We do have a
quick.
department looking at it.
You got somebody looking at it?
Yeah, Huntington Township showed interest,
Really?
so they're gonna come and look at it and, you know, see what they got in their budget and kinda go from there.
Well, don't hold out for top dollar.
Yeah, I think,
What,
I don't know
just
what's worth.
something like that worth, Aaron?
Well, I know that,
I mean, well, back when we were first ordering this, I looked online to see used ones and stuff, and they were all over
and
and
it still is. Manhattan, they got a new fire
I knew
truck
they was.
and they're selling their old one. They, I believe, are going through a broker and selling it. And they told the broker told them, bottom line was 50,000 for their truck. I think it's, if you wanna wait the time, and if you're able to sell it, you might get more out of a broker than if you sold it on your own.
But you gotta get another 10-15% for him to do it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, they get 10%. Yep,
I mean, he
10%
ain't
of
gonna
selling it.
sell it for nothing.
Yeah, so, you know, it's a shooting match, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
so it's whatever anybody wants to pay for it, I think, is what it's worth.
Yeah. But it's still passes inspection, don't it?
Yes,
Okay, well, I thought it had been certified.
yeah, yeah, it's the oldest truck that they have. The yellow one is right next to it, it's a few younger, 3 years newer, but not
Yeah,
much.
okay.
Yeah, so those are some things
Well,
everybody's gonna have
I
to
guess-
think about what to do. And,
so they're looking at May for the May delivery date?
yeah, what was it, May 11th or
Push the
something,
That's what they're
delivery
shooting
date?
for, right, yeah.
I'd hate to hold them to that since they've been 2 years, but
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else? I put another copy, I thought I gave you guys a copy where it raised, I don't know if I did or not, where they raised the clothing allowance from 100 to
yeah.
250.
Well, that rung a bell, I don't know.
And then there's also an automobile, if you're going to the fire, whatever, they want you to give them $250 a year for a vehicle. Now, I try to get some clarification on some of this.
Is that for everybody, or?
Yes. Anybody that's active or participates.
Is that for the year?
Yes,
They're calling it the use of your vehicle in the line of duty.
Okay,
So if you're,
so.
I take that as when the
something-
trend-
Is that like an insurance policy, or how does that work, or is that just a slush fund,
um,
or availability funds?
that's paid
That's
to
just
each
use of
person.
your vehicle.
Yeah, that's just use of your vehicle, that everybody gets $250 for using your vehicle. And we've not paid that before. I was trying to get some clarification on this. I talked with the State Board of Accounts, since they're the ones that would audit what you're paying out. They said that we needed to get an attorney for a legal, you know, on this. Clarification, because I questioned
well,
what.
there's probably guys on that department that might use their vehicle 5 times, and some might use it every time, and some may not use it at all.
That's why I
'Cause,
asked
you
if
know,
we
like
could do
the guys
this
that
on
are on the
point
fire department
system.
live in, are on town, they have a town truck and run to the fire station.
Right,
I mean, I have no problem with
yeah,
doing that, but
right.
just to say,
I think it's to compensate because all departments in the state of Indiana, they're having so many more medical runs. They're not driving apparatuses.
Right.
They're driving their own vehicles to the scene.
well, that's like Bluffton, you know, about
Yeah.
half them guys use it, or maybe more. They got what, 2 or 3 on station, and the rest
Right.
of them are.
And then the
just
rest
go-
of them, yeah,
go to
respond. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
And it's like everything else. Some, you have a lot that go and you have some that don't go at all. So are they allowed to collect the same amount of money as the
That
people
would
that
be
go?
my only thing. I have no problem with, it's just
And
Yeah.
once again, they told me
lawyer talk.
lawyer talk.
Okay.
I couldn't get a straight answer.
I think
So-
the way it sounds that it depends on your protocols at the department.
Okay.
So what they're determining what their standards are. So,
I would think it'd be great to be on some kind of point system.
Somehow well,
To-
I mean, it's like when you don't they get paid, the guys per run at the end of the year?
Yeah.
I mean,
What do they
maybe we
get paid per
could
run?
tie it with that.
yes,
I mean,
yeah,
because sometimes guys don't make a run because they're not here or handy or whatever.
right,
So
right.
that might be an easy way, and how much
they're entitled to.
well, or how big of an article do we need?
Right,
Make it like a stipend for,
Yeah.
I mean,
But-
up to,
Yeah.
I mean, if you run, you know, I don't know,
yeah, I know other departments do it different ways.
oh yeah,
So I think it's up to the fire department to make some kind of a standard of what they're considered an active member is, a participating member. Because that's pretty much what the state accountant said, it's an active participating member. So I think they gotta determine what that is.
well, it's something I think we need to work on, but I don't know, just to flat out, not that they,
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know.
Right.
They deserve it.
not against it at all, by any
Right.
means, but we gotta administer it some
Yes,
way.
yeah, exactly,
I
yeah.
mean,
And it doesn't go into effect until July 1st of this year, so we're
Right.
not budgeted this year for it, so it'll be the following
Okay.
year. So they have a little bit of time to figure out,
Figure out how to,
Yeah.
yeah.
Something to be thinking about.
okay, that's good. That's
Yeah, that active and participating is where it's
Mm-hmm.
if it just said all members,
Right,
we wouldn't even be having a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Active and participating, I think there's probably a gray
Read it
area.
again,
Yeah.
yes.
It allows us or whoever to
Yeah.
decide what that means.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah,
Just something to be thinking about.
Okay, like, the other departments, does anybody do it now?
No.
So it's something
Well,
that you know of?
they, some other departments, they, don't list it as like clothing allowance and, they lump it into a point system. Other departments, they give directly out as, clothing allowance, but, so it's kinda good both ways. I mean, however you wanna set it
Gas
up.
money allowance?
Huh?
Gas money allowance?
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
I think,
I'm with you. I'm all for paying them. They deserve it. But
Right.
it's like everything else. You have more that participate than others.
yeah.
And is
and
it fair to pay everybody the same when some
Yeah.
aren't going to as many runs as the others?
Well, at that point, it's the minimum is 250. So now you're talking about some of them get 3 or 4. You know, I mean,
Well, if
yeah.
you just say up to,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know, what was the runs last year?
Ooh.
I knew that number somewhere, but I don't.
I don't remember. You know, I think we had the average of 15 per month probably. More, you know, it was busy last year.
So that'd be 100,
I don't know.
140. That seems like a lot.
Yeah. It's,
Lee'd know that.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's something.
Yeah,
that's
he's
something
got, yeah,
we got past history.
they have all the figures.
Right.
Yeah,
So that would give us some idea if that 250 would, if everybody went on a run, what would, I mean,
right,
and I don't know how many guys go every time, but some of them probably do.
yeah,
I mean, because they're handy.
yes,
I mean,
right.
And figure out what that would be like per run or something of the 250, and then
Yeah,
I guess,
Terry, I wasn't reading it like you were, but you're right. It says not less than, and I was reading it as a straight 250 per year, and not giving everybody a full 250.
Or not less than.
I did not read the not less than part.
more than and because of.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that sounds like a minimum of 250, and
It does.
it leaves the door open for
yeah.
more.
yeah,
So
But yeah, like I said, that was one he said, talk to an attorney if you want clarification. That wasn't the only thing he told me that on, so. Yeah, but something to keep in mind for
Well,
budget coming up in next few
Right.
months.
yeah. Need to have, if we're gonna do it, we need to have something, do some homework to see some kind of deal. I don't know whether we need to get a lawyer involved, but just to,
If maybe we could
we have to
have,
pay them. I mean, it'd be an
I mean-
extra bill.
yeah,
yeah, I mean,
we
it'd
could have,
eat up our 250 pretty quick.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
definitely.
we could have the chief or the president of the fire department start checking to see how
yeah, they
others
have
are handling that.
have contact with other
Yeah.
people, and if this is gonna be something that starts in July, other departments are gonna be
Yeah,
figuring out something.
yeah.
How many? If we just gave 250 to each person, how many do we have?
I think right now there's like, I wanna say 26 on the
Is
roster.
it that many?
Yeah,
Okay, starts to add up.
somewhere
Starts
in
to add
there,
up.
24, 26.
$1,000. $6,000.
Plus whatever,
And
what
they
do you get
wanted,
paid to
you know,
run?
The reason why it's so big, and all the permits are doing it, just so they can have enough to respond. I mean, obviously people
Oh.
working and whatever, so they kinda extended the roster list to be able to have,
Enough
Yeah.
guys to get there.
Which
Right.
again comes back to that active and participating, because there's probably 10 or
Yeah.
12 that are always and 10, you know.
And
10
then
or 12,
that
yeah.
again relates to what they do. I
Yeah.
mean,
yeah,
So we'll have to,
the
we'll
guy
have to
that
talk
works
about
in
that
Fort Wayne,
more.
he's home every night, but he'll never do a day
Yeah.
run. Well,
Right.
that's not his, that's just, it's good to have a body at night.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, and that goes back to how many you have on the roster.
right.
So you have enough.
Wonder if we
at
could just
any one
set
given
a
time.
percentage of
Correct.
how many run. I mean, yeah, I think it would be worth it to talk to a lawyer for sure. So, yeah.
Something, have some idea of maybe not necessarily have, but just give you some things you can or
Yeah.
can't do.
Right.
And the State Board of Accounts don't help us on how to spend it. I mean,
He told me they would not make an illegal opinion on it. I had to talk to a
that's-
lawyer.
yeah.
And I thought, well, you're gonna be auditing me on what we're doing, but they won't take an opinion on it, so.
Yeah.
I know the fire department, their board is aware of it, and they're gonna be looking at it also.
So maybe they'll come up with,
And it's very possible, they're not.
that would be,
Yeah.
I think it's something we gotta maybe be involved both sides.
Yes.
You say, I mean, we can't say, well, this way it's gonna
Right,
be, and
right.
they don't like it, but they might have a way better idea than we do. I
Yeah.
mean, they're involved daily in the
Yeah.
operation of it.
Correct.
And the town is gonna be, be involved, cause they pay half of all that, so,
Really?
yeah, it's
Okay.
gonna be a little bit of discussion going on.
But we say July, and so we have to do it before next year's, have to put it in next year's budget.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Right.
Okay.
it goes in effect July 1st of this year,
Do you
so
have to do it, or we can do it?
you have to.
Have
according
to
to
do
By
this, we
law.
have
By
to do
state
it.
statutes?
Yes, by
Okay,
law, you
okay.
have to do both of those, yes.
Okay.
Also been in discussion, was talking to Marilyn a couple weeks ago, and also the board, fire department board president, is that whoever it is, and fire chief. Wanna start, we're not charging for a lot of these fire runs like on 69 and things like that. Discussion that we need to start doing that.
Yeah, I thought we did. Can
It's
we?
kind of hit and miss, yeah. I don't think, I know the last major fire we had on 69, they did build that one. But they have not got paid on that. So I think they're gonna change, we need to bill the insurance companies for even wrecks, I think.
Well, gas at $4.
Well, yeah, and
And
we're-
then the problem has always been, if you bill the insurance company, you go,
well,
And
the
this,
town has a lawyer, that takes care of their bills. He charges a certain percentage, and Marilyn said
borrow him.
we could use him for that.
Well,
I mean, we're not
that's
out
about what you
anything.
need.
yeah,
That's enough, I mean, the insurance company don't pay till they have to.
yeah.
Lawyer letterheads seem to speed
mean,
them up
our-
a little, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Our
Yeah.
residents are paying for all of that stuff.
Exactly
and
right,
These are
exactly
people
right. I mean,
traveling through, and just like out here on 5 when they damaged the cemetery out here in the fence. We should have charged that to insurance company and got some reimbursement for some of that stuff. I don't think it's not that nobody wants to, it's that we just never have. But with 69 being so busy,
well, yeah.
times
I
have
mean,
changed.
Oh, my.
Mhm.
They,
So,
Well, and if we're talking about like $10,000 in this, I mean, if
We
we
could
have an
use it.
opportunity to get extra revenue, we should try.
yeah.
We
It-
should definitely
agree.
try.
And I think you're gonna have to, because obviously we only take in so much per year from taxes, but everything else is still going up.
Right.
Right.
We're not matching,
Right.
so, I think that they need to start billing for anything they can, house fire, building insurance.
The house fires are pretty good though, aren't they?
They usually do.
I mean, the
Yeah,
insurance
there's
company,
not too much problem with that.
the insurance, when I back, when I was
Yeah.
more involved with the data, but I know 69 and that kind of stuff is, they're just kind of like the wrecker,
Yeah,
called.
it's a hit and miss. Yeah,
so
so I think it's something that needs to be addressed and that we need to go after it.
I mean, and most, well, I should say, all of them are supposed to have, but some of them don't, is insurance.
Yeah,
And, yeah.
yeah, any way we can
And
get a
there's-
little bit extra income, we could use
Well,
it.
and like a fire run, there's no, like the wrecker people, they at least have a piece of iron. I
Right.
mean, what do we have?
Yeah,
nothing, yeah,
Expense.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
we don't, so, yeah. And
um,
I think we know about what that costs, don't we? per hour basis somehow?
Well, the state regulates that.
Yeah, but-
The fire, yeah, they can tell you how much they can, you can bill for a house fire, how much for apparatus, how many hours you've been there, how much per hour.
Right,
Any other
manpower,
departments that come
apparatuses,
in.
yeah.
So there is a price list for
So,
that,
well,
yes.
okay.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, we got almost $1 million in the fire truck, 670,000.
Yeah.
I mean, and the poor Joe Smear on the road here, 2 cents a hundred. He
Yeah.
never uses the fire department.
yeah.
I mean,
So,
I've
yeah.
used it a couple times, but I didn't call him either time. Dang cell phones anyway.
Oh, shoot. Let's see what else I had about fire department.
Medical.
No, I wasn't. What do you want to say about medical runs?
If we can get an agreement with Parkview, get him paid for transports.
Because we have so many medical runs that they call them same time as they call the ambulance.
Well, oh, okay, not always, but sometimes it's, how do they determine that, Aaron?
As far as what?
Well, if they call the ambulance, how they determine,
We always
10, 50 wrecks, that kind of stuff, or
We will always
entrapments?
you always get paged to your area for a medical run. Any emergency run, the fire department gets paid.
They do now, no
Yes.
matter, oh, I did not know that.
Yes. So every medical run, whether they transport or not, will still be paid to go. And right now we pay $5 per run, which that's another thing that's eating out of our budget. Maybe proposal, which I talked to the EMS manager about maybe getting like $25 per run that they transport. If it's non-transport, they don't get any money. It's just something it's a wash.
Yeah,
But if they transport, they're already billing the patient.
right, the
So
ambulance.
it would be easiest for us to, maybe get an agreement saying, hey, $25.
If I go show up with the,
Right, that
whatever,
would cover our cost.
yeah,
Not making any money, just help.
just help.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. So I did not know that the fire department went on medical
Yeah.
now. I know some places they always did,
Yeah.
but I didn't know Warren did.
Yes.
When did they start that?
That's been going on for quite a while.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I knew some guys went, but I guess
Yeah.
I just thought it was out of, because they needed,
Just-
manpower per se.
Right, and right now it's essential because Parkview sometimes gets overloaded, and we might have to call an ambulance from Grant County
All right.
or Wells County. So we're actually, treating the patient until an ambulance gets there. So it's becoming more viable now than it ever did before.
Well, yeah, well, you see, yeah.
Just because of, the time it gets to get an ambulance. So that's why we have
Well, that
more
would-
run volume.
Right, okay.
That's why it's so high.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, so that's not all the time they go is at fire.
No,
Okay.
No.
Sometimes it's medical. Okay, all
Right.
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 Normally, is that, do you take an apparatus or is it normally, depends on where and what?
Yes.
Okay.
It depends if we have an ambulance in Warren, we won't bring, but if it's coming out of somewhere else, we normally try to get a truck and go to the city.
Because of what's on the
Yes,
truck?
yes,
Okay.
correct.
Okay, makes sense to me. That's hard to do.
And then some of us would carry equipment in our vehicles because
But, yeah,
we're
because
driving
that's
there.
what you do all the time.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
I mean, okay. Okay.
yeah, it's getting more complicated.
Oh,
as
I know. And
it
the
goes.
downside is, none of it is cheap.
No.
Nothing,
And-
and we're still working under our fire assessments
yes,
from back when we had just old fire truck. And, you know, I don't know that the fire rates went up.
Actually, it's probably declined because of all the safety stuff that, you know, people have in their houses and, you know, fire alarms and
Oh, yeah.
all this. So, yeah, I think the fire side has declined a little on the fire, and medicals definitely went up
Oh,
1,000%.
yep.
But our tax levies for fire has not
It's stayed
changed
the
as
same.
quick as the cost has changed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, you know, it's a little bit like our property taxes. They lowered their taxes but increased their assessment. So it turns out we pay more.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
But that's another point.
Also talked in that, when they come and talk to me and Marilyn at the clerk's office about, cause everybody's new, they don't understand the budgets and all that. We asked them at least to, anything more than 1,000 to get 2 bids for and get approval for, because we don't have money just to pay, you know, if they want something, go and buy something for 4,000 or 5,000 and we don't know about it, we need to know a lot of that stuff ahead of time. So
Major purchases.
yeah, so they were agreeable with that. They did, I mean,
And I
they
think-
didn't
I think
understand.
$1,000 is a reasonable number, because you can buy a lot of knicky-knack stuff. But,
Yeah.
And then, but when you go, I like that idea. I mean,
Like
and-
they needed to get new turnout gear for somebody, and that was what, $2,000 or $3,000.
least.
There's more than that.
But
probably,
actually, they'd like to stay with what
Oh,
they
yeah.
already
Oh, yeah.
have and what they're used to buying, which I don't have a problem with that. I don't think anybody does, but just for them to keep in mind that there is a limited amount of money that we have.
Oh, yeah.
So if
and
we
we
can,
budget
if
that,
we can
but yet.
hold
yeah.
down costs anywhere we can, we need to.
And not keeping, I remember, oh gosh, that's been a while back when they were going through changing maybe turnout gear and getting, and that was gonna be, this guy had this and that guy had that, and nothing was, they had, you know, it's like John Deere International and Ford, they don't,
Yeah.
they all the same, but they don't like each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I, yeah,
And along that, we asked them to come up with a list, plan for future purchases. So we're not, one year we're spending 50,000 on turnout gear. We need to, you know, start replacing that a little bit at a time. You know, we're probably gonna need, you know, another fire truck at some point, you know, a fire station, you know, things like that. We need to start thinking ahead of what they think we
Yeah.
need to start thinking
I think-
about.
I think the first year I was on this board, Jim was still trustee, and we started for our fire truck, and we was gonna try to get it so we would never need 2.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd always have
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
well, and I don't know, we've done pretty good at it, but
Yeah.
not cut and dry, because
Yeah.
it takes forever. If you do decide on one, it's 3 years out.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
So you're still,
yeah, so that's why we thought maybe it'd be a good idea to start, you know, thinking ahead of
you
time.
know, and then the other side though, let's see, can we have money in rainy day fund or something somehow?
$4,000 is what
Yeah,
we have right
yeah,
now.
that's not much on a fire truck.
No, no.
I think the
Like
next
that,
big one is gonna be air bottles. I think he just said that it's gonna start replacing air bottles.
yeah, and
And those were very expensive
Yeah.
also. So,
is there, just asking, talking about air bottles, is there companies that would, like I do my acetylene tanks, I own mine, but, where you could just,
Swap them out.
I don't know,
I
I
don't know either.
I don't believe so that I know aware of.
yeah,
I think you could probably have some kind of a maintenance type
well, see,
set up to where, you know, a guy comes and checks them and then, okay, we're gonna replace this one and then,
I think it's every 10 years, I gotta pay for a test. And that depends on where you get them, but sometimes they do it every 3, some 5.
Yeah.
So no matter if see, I don't ever get I own bottles, but I
Yeah.
never have the same ones back. They
Right.
just know that they got me, know that I started out with some, and so, which I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
Oh, let's see, what else do I have on my list? I gave you guys just a list of the guideline for poor relief guidelines, in case you just wanted to know
Where are they
what
at?
some of them are. There's a little booklet in there.
Oh, okay.
It's a lot. A lot of that information we don't need, but it just tells you what some of the guidelines
Is that
are
this
for,
one?
yeah,
Okay.
what some of the
thick one.
state guidelines are for poor relief.
Good job.
Next one, I got the financial statement for you guys. Not a lot going on. Erin is my clerk. I do pay us monthly instead of yearly, only because we're on Social Security and I don't know, we can only make so much a year, and I don't know. And I don't know how that'll affect us, so, I didn't want all that whole showing up at the end of the
When you figure it
year.
out, send out a newsletter.
Yeah.
So that is in this handbook on the poor relief.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That McQueen check finally came through.
Well, that was nice of them. They're so hard up for money. Grumble when you're 5 minutes late, but
Yeah.
then they don't,
I did help one person out last month with poor relief.
okay, that's not bad.
Telephone bill, they were actually billing us for Scott's personal, also we're taking it out of us, so Scott has to pay us back some money. I got that straightened
Did he
around
know
at the, no. So I've gotten it straightened around at the phone company.
Oh.
They couldn't just reimburse it, I have to get it back from Scott, so I just let him know this week.
How?
What he owes us. I couldn't figure out why I was getting 2 different bills, so, and they were charging us 2 different amounts, that's what it was, so, yeah, I got that straightened around.
Okay, that when you had to get your line or your,
Yes.
okay.
I did pay, Gina did help me out for 2 months, so I paid her the clerical salary for January and February, that's the $333. Rest of it is wages and office rent, and I paid Aaron. So, that's what that is. The $1,000 one to me was for 2 months of pay.
Yeah. Well,
Then,
yeah, then you took out last time for supplies. wasn't it?
yes, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And I haven't,
Well, that was.
don't need anything. I bought the computer, so, yeah.
Yeah, right.
So not really a lot going on there.
The 1,700 receipts, that's from our county,
Yes,
okay.
yes. That's our income tax. And we still have
This is-
220,000.
This is where we spent it.
Yeah. It's a bank reconciliation I have to do every month. And then I also give you a copy of the bank statement so you can see that matches up with our ledger statement, what I have.
Yeah, okay. Oh, this.
So I can account for all the monies.
This is pretty, that's not always been done.
So I just like to be transparent. I'm saving the best for last.
Is this-
Yes, sir.
This is all that has gone in and come out of our account from the start of the year.
Yes.
Okay.
Are you looking at the banks?
The bank, yeah, the bank.
Yeah, I think I included the whole year,
There's one,
January.
there's one, something,
Yeah, January,
113,
February.
yeah.
Pretty quick
Okay.
bank reconciliation.
Yeah,
That's-
there's not a lot that goes on
I
there.
wish it looked like this for East of Chicago on
I bet.
on the expense side, just not much, but
Yeah, that's okay. And I guess when we get, I don't know that we would need
The whole thing,
Yeah, like we're in the fourth month, maybe we
Yeah.
can drop January.
yeah. Not
Well,
giving you, yeah, yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah. I can sure do that.
Well, I mean.
Yeah, I just printed it off real quick, so, yeah. And I've saved the best for last.
What's that?
Cemeteries.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. What's so hard about this?
Well,
Finding somebody to do it?
we've taken on Red Man now.
Oh, really? Well, I wanted to, somebody asked me the other day who was doing that, and I said, well, that's, the last I knew, maybe nobody.
So that brings us up to $7,000 a year for cemeteries. Ron and Rhonda
Huh?
are getting us a new contract with Red Man Cemetery.
Ron.
Polson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's still gonna do, yeah.
Yeah, they're still want to do it.
Well,
Um,
that's,
They're gonna get us a new contract with
Okay.
Red Man. Tried to get also some guidance from the State Board of Accounts on, what our responsibilities are as far as, if somebody gets hurt, or do we need to carry liability insurance? Who's actually owns the cemeteries? Are we taking on? Because the tax bills, which is zero, come to me in care of the township trustee. Now, they might say, like, the name of the cemetery, but we get the tax statement. So are we actually considered
well,
owning these cemeteries? I mean, I don't know what our liability is regarding some
the
of this
ones we
stuff.
mow don't have any associations. See, I'm
Yes,
kind of involved in two cemeteries, and we've got a president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, caretaker, and we have a yearly annual meeting at them, but they have, all of them have monies from people being buried and stuff, and so.
yeah, so I contacted Red Man Association.
Non-existence.
There is one, but they don't take this as theirs.
Well, how many red mans is there?
Well,
There's quite a few.
Huh?
There's quite a few.
I don't
There's
remember.
only one that I know of.
Here, yes,
Here.
yes. There's
But
like
I
one in
contacted the
Anderson
main.
and
Yeah.
different areas.
Well,
yeah.
see, oh man, I might be pulling names out of the hat. See, Treva Fleming was involved in that one at Red Man. And
I've talked with her.
yeah,
and
she
Nobody seems to
well,
take ownership or.
and then Bruce Sowers did
Used
it,
to take care of it, yeah.
and then
He's not gonna do it anymore.
From what I understand, I don't think he was getting paid, but.
well, no, because the aforementioned person depleted the funds.
So, yeah, so
Yeah.
where does our responsibility begin and end?
Well,
It also says that we're in charge of tombstone repair and maintenance.
well, Sam done that for years, mowed them, and we had to mow them Memorial Day, 4th of July, and Labor Day. They should be looking nice. And we tried to do it more than that because it was a real bear to mow them when they was this tall, so it was just easy. But there was 15 to 20 guys. You'd load up in 3 hours, you'd have them all done. We'd take care of 4 Mile, Good, Mitchell. We never done Red Man, but
So yeah, that's why I put a copy of this state
so
laws in here, is I just don't know what we're into.
that's kind of a. Well, if we had some, wouldn't mind, but I must take care of a bunch of. Okay, one thing we did do at the one cemetery I'm involved with, where my parents are buried, and half of my family, but me, they didn't want me over there, so I had to go down the road. But we the secretary, we rotated this year, one was resigning, and so we got all new officers, which was fine and younger, because we was all, on that one, that was 75, 80 years old, and it was time to turn it over to the youngins. And we did get that done, but the secretary was going to go through and see if, send letters to people like my family, my brother, my sister, our parents are there, the Prestons are there. They're still active people with our people there, to send them letters. You know, can you help us out a little? I mean, but we're involved. But to go out here to Redman, and the only one person I know out there is Phil Dickey.
I mean, you go to the good cemetery
the
and
people and the good cemetery. Them people
There's
went
none.
away. I don't remember they've buried some out there in my lifetime, but not very many. I think John Morrison has some family out there, maybe.
They just had one 2 weeks ago.
at Redman, but they had already had their plot
But good.
spot.
Oh, Red Man, not good, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Redman has.
But good, yeah, it's,
So, I wonder if,
Another was talk to the State Board of Accounts about that. That's another one. You need to get an attorney.
what
I
do
don't
they do?
I don't want to be sued if somebody, falls out there or a tombstone
You know what I
falls
tell
on
'em?
somebody.
We've got a lawyer on retainer, you gotta hire one. I told the guy that once, I said, go ahead. I said, I got one, I can call him, he'll be on the case right now.
I mean, we had to go out there.
Yeah.
Aaron went out there this week to Redmond because they were going to have a funeral, and he had to clear a tree out of the roadway. Now, we don't mind helping out, but I don't want to do
Well, you
that
don't
all
wanna
the
be putting a
time.
job of it, I mean, yeah. And the guys, if you get somebody to mow it,
That will help.
I think they'll somewhat be diligent about the
Yeah, I mean, I always thought we were responsible for upkeep, and if we're responsible for upkeep and somebody, I mean, it sounds like it would be our responsibility if
Apparently,
somebody injures themselves.
but I don't know who
Um,
owns cemetery.
But it would be, I
Since
guess
there's
we could ask other trustees too, probably, I mean, and see, and probably a lawyer, a good lawyer question too, and figure that out, so.
Especially since we're getting the tax bills, and I don't know why if we don't own them, and I don't think we want to own the cemeteries. But
People in there don't pay taxes.
I don't know why we ever started getting the tax bills just because we maintain it. And who knows when that started.
I never heard of it.
So, there's just quite a few things I'm not clear on what to do with these.
And you know what? The mowing's probably doubled at least since I've been on.
And I wouldn't. It's not an easy job when you got to go
No,
around all.
and and to keep them somewhat presentable.
Yes.
I mean, and that all on weather dictation.
Yes. I don't. I think they're underpaid for what they have to do personally,
Well.
but there's a lot more coming into this. Like I said, I just
Has this all just happened recently? Apparently.
no. It's
Or do we just never
It's-
had any light on it?
yeah. Until Redman, probably not till Redman, took over that. Then it kind of brought up some questions on
So
what we need to do.
Who contacted you about that?
Actually, I just heard, I don't know whether it was Scott or Ron and Rhonda talked to me about it when they were doing their bid, who is actually responsible for Redman. So, yes, I said, yes, we are going to mow it, we have to.
Well, yeah,
But,
that's part of the order, I guess.
and then I guess I was just looking around trying to learn a lot of this stuff, and I brought this up, and then it says what all we are really supposed to be maintaining, and of course we can't put them back in pristine condition or anything. A lot of them stones are
Well, some of them,
old,
like
old,
out
old,
at the
old,
Mitchell,
old.
out there at the Mitchell, I know Sam, when we first took over that, there was gravestones piled up back in the pile, and
And there still is.
we kind of tried to keep them from going over the bank, but you know, them people, their grandkids are dead.
But, you know, that's gonna add,
But if we try to fix every broken stone,
yeah,
we
you
don't
can-
have a budget.
yeah.
We do not have that budget.
And we can start a cemetery tax.
I think another way is donations.
We've got some
I think
leads on
there's
some.
several people.
It'd be
Yeah,
interesting.
and that's what we were, like I
Word.
said, we were sending just cordial letters to the people that were, we knew, but the unique part of them cemeteries, they're not terribly old, and they're old, but there's still live people that have people there to help.
Yeah, I think these were just people that, in the community that just wanted to
Yes.
help out.
Yeah, and that's fine.
And
And there is grants for this also. You can apply for grants to help restore headstones and leveling and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I know, which one, it may have been out at the Good. There were some people out there that had old relatives one time, and they were out there just doing it on their own. They
Mhm.
would just be
Mhm.
hitting their stones up, maybe
Yeah.
propping, pouring, you know, just doing it because they were doing, I reckon, genealogy, and they thought, oh, that's great, great couple friends, so, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, like I said, I'm just worried about our liability, since we got
Well.
more now. And I can see if I can get some other trustees to tell me how they handle it.
Right, because we're not the
That's-
only duck in this
It's a
pond.
No.
great question. Yeah, it's a great question.
So, I just wanna make sure we're doing it right. I like to maintain the cemeteries for dignity reasons, so,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
But what we can do financially is a
It's
whole
right.
nother
Well,
thing.
you know, like I said years ago, it was Sam done it for like $800 a year.
See, now we're up to 7,000 plus. I mean, the trees that fall,
Well,
you know,
even
things
out
like
at the
that.
4 mile, there's a tree over the fence out there. that
Yes.
Ended up on, I seen the other day, the wind went ahead and took it down the rest of the way. But if he wants to keep his horses in, he'll cut it off and clean it up. I mean,
Yeah, Ron already mentioned
But
that.
I'm not sure Tony's able to do anything. Kale is, he can get up to Kale.
So,
Yeah. Something
Something to
got a lot
think
to think
about.
about. Where
I
we
know
been?
I do.
I thought maybe you was, did you ever think you was doing too good of a job?
No, I just have had to read a lot because I didn't know what was going on, so,
Well, it's kind of been status quo.
Yeah.
yeah.
I hate that word lawyer.
I'm retired, so I got time to look
I
at some
know.
of this stuff.
You must not. See, I retired and I'm busier now.
But yeah, I hate the word lawyer too, but, you
But
know,
there again, see why, hey,
if we can just maybe get all of our questions
You're
answered in one
using a
swipe.
lawyer for defensive purposes, not for, we're not,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
attacking anybody,
Yeah,
so it's.
yeah.
hypothetically, can you answer this?
Yeah.
Off the
So
clock.
I don't know who the town's lawyer is, but if we decide we
Well,
need to
I
go
guess
that
the
way,
good part of
we
that,
could probably use
Probably
whoever
specialize in
knows
this
around
type of
them.
thing. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Township lawyer.
There you go, Terry. Go to law school.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Red Rock.
All right.
Okay, I don't have anything unless you guys have any other questions for me.
You wouldn't happen to know where I put last month's number, would you?
No, I have no idea. Maybe it's still in your vehicle. Oh, okay.
I thought I put it up so good I forgot. There's another downfall. I thought,
Okay. Somebody want to
Make a motion to
make a
adjourn.
motion to adjourn?
Secretary?
I'll second.
Turn it
Okay, we're all done. You can hit the power button in the back.
You just want me to cut it completely?